Well, let's go and have a look at our predictions our individual predictions for the tournament. Player of the tournament, Sim has gone for, is that Bernardo Silva?
It is Bernardo Silva. Gone for the outside the box one.
Yeah, I've gone for Kylian Mbappe. I went pretty safe with that.
Safe and sound.
I do think France are going to win it. And I think Mbappe will just be a shining light throughout the tournament. I got a feeling with France because of the way they lost in the World Cup final, I feel like they'll have a bit of fire in their belly coming into this. And I think they're going to perform.
Yeah, I do like France, obviously. I've got a feeling, so I don't want to ruin my for future predictions, the spoilers, but I got a feeling Portugal are going to do very, very well. And I think Bernardo Silva is a big player for them. I think he's been really good under Roberto Martinez since he took over. And I think he is a special player. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. And if Portugal can go all the way, I think he'll be a big player for them. And he's one of those players where he doesn't have to score or assist to get the recognition he deserves, because he's such a silky player. He's involved in all facets of the game. So I have gone with him as player of the tournament. That is my prediction.
Golden Boot. Sim has gone for my player of the tournament as Golden Boot, Kylian Mbappe. I've actually gone for Harry Kane as Golden Boot. I think England do go very far in this tournament. I think they are one of the favourites to win it as well. And Harry Kane will obviously be England's top goal scorer, and how he loves the tournament. And with the season he's had as well, has been a big disappointment in terms of the trophies he's won. But he's still scored like a crazy amount of goals. So I back him to do the same in this tournament.
Yeah, the only reason I've gone with Mbappe is for a couple of reasons. First of all, I feel like he can just, for this France team, I feel like he doesn't have the role that Kane has, where Kane, he drops deep a bit, gets involved in general play. Mbappe just told to stay up there and get on the last shoulder, get him behind. So I do feel like he might get more chances. Kane sometimes, for England, he gets so involved, then sometimes he doesn't always, he's not always involved kind of in the forward line, in the penalty area. Sometimes
still always finds the goals.
No, I'm not saying he does. I'm sure he'll score a lot of goals, but I'm saying Mbappe is always there on the last shoulder. He's always getting involved in the goal scoring. So I've gone with him, but I'm sure Kane will have a good tournament as well.
Yeah, young player of the tournament. We've both gone for the exact same. Did you not go for him?
No, I didn't.
Who'd you go for?
Yamal.
Oh, you went for Yamal.
Yeah.
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, I went for Yamal.
Yeah, that's interesting. 16-year-old. Will be probably the youngest player of a tournament ever if he does win it.
And he has been playing regularly for Spain.
Yeah, he has.
Breaking into the team. And
Yeah,
he's
he
not
has.
only playing regularly, but actually doing really well when he has played. So I've got a feeling like if he starts regularly for Spain in the tournament, he can have a real not breakout tournament, but a real star tournament, and he could be known as the young player of the tournament, I reckon.
Yeah, I went for Musiala because home nation, Germany, I do think they're going to go far. And when you look at Musiala, what he's been doing for Bayern Munich this season, he's looked like the real magic man. And I feel like he's going to take that onto the international stage this year. What a player he is. So hard to get the ball off. Such a tricky customer. So I think Musiala, as the home nation, will be the one getting young player of the tournament.
All right, next up, breakout star.
All right, let's go. Sim's gone for Arda Güler. I mean, he has had a really good end to the season for Real Madrid, hasn't he?
That's why. And I'm looking at their group as well, and I think he can do some damage in the group stages as well. And I think he could take advantage of that good end to the season. Obviously, he was ruled out for a lot of the season through injury. There's a lot of talk about the potential of this kid, and we saw it at the end of the season. Obviously, I do think he'll be starting for Turkey, and I think he could have a really strong group stage, and potentially if they make it out, I think they will make out the group stage. And then I think a lot of people will be talking about him at the end of his tournament. So I've gone for Arda Güler.
Yeah, I've gone for Benjamin Sesko. He's had an astonishing second half of the season for RB Leipzig. A lot of teams after him at the moment. And yeah, I don't think his team are going to go very far, but I think he's going to come out of this tournament with a lot of credit. Backs against the wall performances, and he's going to be the one up there making it stick. I think he will get a couple of goals, maybe even more than that. And I think he'll be a shining light in his. I think it's Slovakia.
Slovenia.
It's Slovenia.
Yeah, in England's group, to be fair.
In England's group, so I'm backing him to be the breakout star of the tournament. And maybe if he doesn't get that move before the tournament, adds a few. Well, he's got a release clause, so probably not, to be fair. But he'll definitely make a name for himself, that's for sure. Maybe he'll have a few more suitors after the tournament. Dark horses, we've both gone for the same team, the Netherlands. And you're looking at the Netherlands. what options they have at the back in defence. You look at Van Dijk, Ake, Mickey Van de Ven. You've got Xavi Simons kind of mucking in there as well, going in the forward line. You've got Brian Brobby, who's in the squad. You've got Wout Weghorst, who seems to be really good in tournaments as well. So, yeah, I agree. Obviously, they can be a dark horse.
And then you've got, obviously, in midfield, people maybe he's gone under the radar. Frankie de Jong. You've got Koopmeiners, had a great season for Atalanta. Right wing back, last tournament they had Dumfries, who did really well. Now they've got Frimpong, who's had an unbelievable season with Bayer Leverkusen. So they got options. Cody Gakpo up front as well. Maybe actually you look at their front line, that's probably their weakest area.
100%.
With, they're relying on Gakpo, Donyell Marlin, maybe Memphis Depay. I know he's just been released, but maybe he'll be in the squad as well. But you look at the balance of the rest of their team, it looks really, really well balanced. And I got a feeling I think at the moment they sit 8th favourites for the tournament. I got a feeling they could maybe surprise a few people and go really far. And maybe if with that defence there, if they can be as tight as what they should be with that defence, they can trouble a lot of teams.
I agree.
Rule them out of any game.
I agree. So the criteria for dark horses, someone's in the comments saying that Netherlands aren't dark horses, they're one of the favourites. We went for anyone outside the top 4 favourites with the bookies, and I think Netherlands were like 7th on the list or something like that. So definitely qualify for dark horses. In terms of surprise package, Sim's gone for Austria.
Oh yeah, you know what? Under what's his name, Ralph Ragnick, who's the manager, they've been actually performing really impressively since he's taken over, and they've actually been scoring lots of goals. And I kind of like the balance of their team. They've got some good players like Baumgartner in midfield. Obviously, Arnautovic, who's still got something about him up front for Austria. And I really like the way Ragnick has got them playing. I do see them as being quite an exciting team at this Euros. And I can see them maybe surprising a few people, getting to the knockouts and maybe even potentially getting to a quarter-final. I don't know if they'll go beyond that. But I really like the look of Austria right now.
It's going to be hard for them though, because they are in a group of France and Netherlands. So I do suspect them to lose both those games and potentially beat Poland. And does that do enough for them to qualify as one of the best third places?
Depends. 3 points. I don't know. Depends on the others. But I reckon they'll get a result against one of Netherlands or France. I reckon that's my prediction.
I've gone for Ukraine. I think Ukraine look like a real surprise package. And I actually did this before the sweepstakes. So those 2 teams are the teams I got in the surprise package on my dark horses. But I'm looking at Ukraine. They've got Andre Lunin in goal, who had a really good season for Real Madrid. They got Zabiani, they've got Mikalenko, they've got Alexander Zinchenko, they've got, who else do they have? They have Sudakov, who's supposed to have a big tournament, if you believe Shakhtar Donetsk. They got Ruslan Malinovsky, Mikhailo Mudryk, Saiganakov from Girona, who's had a good season for them. They've got Yarmolenko, Dovbyk, who was the La Liga top goal scorer this year, and Roman Yaremchuk, who always seems to perform at tournaments. So I think, that's a very underrated team.
Yeah, they're my second choice for that category, but I really like the look of their team. And obviously, there's a lot with all the stuff going on in Ukraine at the moment. I think the players are going to have that extra motivation to perform for their country, and maybe that can also up their level of performance. You saw when Denmark was it the World Cup or was it the Euros before? I think it was the World Cup, wasn't it? When Eriksson had his...
It was last Euros, wasn't it?
Was it Euros or World Cup?
I think it was Euros because it was in the summer.
Yeah, it was okay, even the Euros. And you saw when that incident happened, kind of, they rallied together and it kind of made the squad closer. Maybe something similar could happen with Ukraine.
Yeah, interesting. Flops of the tournament. Sim has gone for Belgium.
Second year in a row I've gone for Belgium, but second tournament in the row, and I was probably right about the last one, but I look at their team, and as much as they've got some talented players, I think their best players, like De Bruyne, okay, not De Bruyne, he's probably on form, but maybe Lukaku, some of their bigger players are just not on the best of form. And then you look at some of other players in the back line, they've still got a 35-year-old Vertonghen playing. They've still got Thomas Meunier, who's not really been doing it recently. Still haven't really found a left back. They do have some young talent like Johan Bakayoko coming through, but I got a feeling that they don't get past the last 16, and I think they're going to have a poor tournament.
I've gone for Spain. I think, obviously, Spain have had a rich history of tournaments over the last 15, 20 years, but I don't know. I'm looking at them, and yeah, they've got young talent like Yamal coming through, but I don't know. They're just not a team that excite me, and I think they've got a fairly hard group as well. do they?
Croatia and Italy. And
Yeah,
Albania.
Croatia and Italy. I do think they get past the groups, but I just feel like they could go out in the early rounds of the
They're
knockouts.
still playing Morata up front. I mean,
Yeah.
that's always an issue. Although he's had a good season, to be fair.
He has had a good season, but yeah, they don't excite me whatsoever. But let's go on to the winners of the Euro. Sim has gone for Portugal. I've gone for France, and we'll see how we got there. But yeah, I was thinking, I mean, the whole week leading up to this day, I was also thinking Portugal are going to win it. But then I'm looking at France, the way they lost the World Cup. I just think they'll have that extra motivation to go one further and win the Euros.
Yeah.
Is that retaining it? Who won the last Euros?
The last year was Italy.
Italy, yeah.
Italy won last Euros. Obviously, France went out to, I can't remember who they went out to, but they went out the semi-finals, I think, or quarters. Yeah, they missed a penalty against Switzerland. That was it. They went out to Switzerland. I look at Portugal. They've got a really great balance. I really like the balance of their side. I think there's quality. I mean, you can say the same for France. I don't know France will be favourites here, especially with Mbappe, but I do think the way Martinez has got Portugal playing, I think he's can get the best out of them. They'll be really disappointed how they went out the World Cup to Morocco, where they looked like they were balling out, and then they just couldn't get past that Moroccan wall. But I think Martinez has made them a bit more fluid. He's made them a bit more expansive, and I like their back line. I think they've got quality throughout their whole team. They've got brilliant fullbacks as well. So there's not a position where I think they're particularly weak. Maybe Ronaldo, you can say, or if Ramos is going to play, that's not their best situation. But I really like the balance of this team. And France obviously have been unbelievable over the last few years. But I don't know, I've got a feeling about Portugal this year, so I'm going with Portugal.
My brother is forever the football romantic. You know, he went for Messi to win the World Cup in his potential last ever World Cup, and now you're going for Ronaldo to win the Euros in what probably could be his last tournament ever as well.
I'd be shocked if it's not his last tournament, but yeah, true. I didn't even think about that concept, that thing. But I don't know if Ronaldo will be starting, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think he has been starting for Portugal all the way through the qualifiers.
They got unbelievable options as well. Jota, you can put in, as you say, Ramos. You've still got people like Leao on left wing as well. João Felix hasn't had the best season, but he's always an option. Bernardo Silva's there. And then also like João Palhinha in the middle. And then also João Neves from Benfica. He's incredible. Just unbelievable. But then, obviously you can look at the France squad. You just have to look at the players that they haven't selected to look at the strength of their squad.
Yeah. So big up to everyone out there. We've got 170 people watching with us on YouTube, and we've also got 90 people watching with us on TikTok. If you haven't already, go drop us a follow on TikTok, drop a subscribe on YouTube, and I want to say thank you to everyone that's tuning in today. And let us know in the comment section below, who are your favourites? Who do you think will win the Euros coming into it? Let's go and have a look at our trees. We'll go to Sims first and see how we got to Portugal.
Yep, so, sorry, it's quite hard to see. 1 second. My tree, yeah. So for the group stages, I had Germany to finish top. Scotland, I've got actually second above Switzerland, with Hungary in fourth. I like the look of this Scotland team. I think they've got a very strong midfield. McTominay plays a different role for Scotland than he does for United. He does it pretty well. And I've just watched them. Just remember those 2 games against Spain they had, and they were so great. And I've got a feeling they could qualify as runners up here.
I nearly put Scotland as my surprise package for this Euros. I actually do like the look of them, and I think they can maybe surprise a few people and go. I wouldn't say quite far. I don't think they reach the quarters or anything like that, but I think people probably
would be a good achievement.
Yeah, and I think they can do that.
Yeah. Group B, I've actually gone Italy top, Spain second, Croatia third, Albania fourth. I think Croatia, I love them. I think they're always a great team. I just feel like this might be a tournament too far. Obviously, they did brilliantly at the World Cup to get to the semi-final, but I feel like they're that much older. Brozovic has gone to Saudi. He was such a big part of how they play. They don't really have great forward players, to be honest. Their best one's probably Perisic, who's just can come back from an ACL. So I've gone for them to finish third. Spain, I've gone second, and Italy top. But I do think it won't be the most convincing from either side. I've got a feeling I'm not a massive fan of. I think Spain might have more attacking talent. I do prefer Italy's defence. So I've just gone for Italy to shade them. Group C, England top it, Denmark second, Serbia third, Slovenia fourth. So Slovenia to head out. I've got France to top the group in Group D, Netherlands second, Austria third, Poland fourth. No surprises there. Group E, I've actually gone for Ukraine to top the group, Belgium second, Romania third, Slovakia fourth. I've gone for a bit of a surprise there. I'm not fancying Belgium, but I think Belgium should have enough against Romania and Slovakia to make it through. But I actually think Ukraine will top it. And then Portugal top, Turkey second, Czech Republic third, Georgia fourth. No real surprises. From the best third place playoff, I've gone Switzerland, Croatia, Austria, and Czech Republic all to make it through. So that means Romania and Serbia will be heading out. They won't be good enough to qualify. So then I go to round of 16. I've got Austria to knock Italy out in the round of 16. Germany
Austria to knock Italy out.
Austria to knock Italy out. I think they'll spring a surprise. I think Ralph Rangnick will have a high pressing plan for Italy, and they'll struggle against it.
You
got to remember, Austria took Italy to extra time in the Euros 2020, didn't they? And Chiesa had to score in extra time to win it 1-0. It was a very close game. So I've gone for that.
You do remember that Italy won it, though?
Italy shaded it 1-0, but I've gone for a reverse here. Germany to knock out Denmark, Portugal to knock out Croatia, Netherlands to beat Belgium, Ukraine to beat Switzerland, France to beat Turkey, England to beat the Czech Republic, and Spain to beat Scotland, which sets up the quarterfinals. Austria versus Germany, I've gone with Germany. Portugal versus Netherlands, I've gone with Portugal. France, Ukraine, obviously France. And England, Spain, I have gone with England to beat Spain. So semi-finals of Germany, Portugal, and France, England, I've gone for Portugal to shade it against Germany. So the hosts to go out in the semis. France to beat England, so another semi-final defeat for England. And then a final of Portugal, France, and Portugal to win the final.
Wow. Portugal to beat France in Germany, and Portugal to knock out Germany in their home country in the semi-final. That is an interesting one. Let's look at mine. I'll tell you how I got to France. So Group A, I had Germany to win it, Switzerland second, Scotland third, and Hungary fourth. Group B, I had Spain to win it, Italy second, Croatia third, Albania fourth. Group C, I've got England to win it, Denmark second, Serbia third, and Slovenia fourth. Group D, France, then Netherlands, Austria, then Poland. In Group E, I've got Belgium, Ukraine, Romania, and Slovakia. And Group F, I've got Portugal, Turkey, Czech, and Georgia. And the three teams I've got going through, I've got Scotland, Serbia, Romania, and Czech. So I've actually got Austria and Croatia going out.
Austria and Croatia, wow. Austria going out because you think you'll struggle to get the points.
Yeah, I feel Austria will struggle to get points with France and Netherlands in the group, and I feel Croatia the same with Italy and Spain in the groups as well.
Fair.
Moving on into the knockouts, got Spain to play Romania. I got Spain to win that one. Germany to beat Denmark. Portugal to beat Scotland. Netherlands to beat Ukraine. Belgium to beat Serbia. France to beat Turkey. England to beat Czech. And Italy to beat Switzerland. Moving on to the quarters, it sets up to Spain against Germany in the quarters, which would be a big one, but I think Germany will win that. Portugal against these quarterfinal ties are mouth-watering. Portugal against the Netherlands, which will be an insane game if that happens. I've got Portugal just to nick that one. France against Belgium. I've got France to win. England, Italy, a repeat of the final of the last Euros in the quarters this time, and I think England will overcome that like they didn't in Wembley. Semi-finals. Now, this is mouth-watering semi-finals. Portugal against Germany and France against England in the semi-finals. Wow. I've gone for Germany to beat Portugal in the semi-finals. I actually do think Portugal have a better team, but I think the home nation, I think Julian Nagelsmann has got them playing really well of late as well. I think it's a different Germany team than we've seen in the past couple of tournaments. So I think Germany will go to the final. And I've got France to pip England once again. I feel like it will be a very close game. England can give them a game, but I just think France have just got a bit too much quality. And England, you know what they're like against good teams in the latter stages of tournaments. They usually do shit the bed. And I feel like that's going to happen again. So I've got Germany against France in the final, and I've gone for France to nick it. And I think it could go all the way. It could even go to penalties, extra time, something like that. But it will be a crazy, crazy final if it is Germany against France. But I've gone for France to win it.
Wow, so France to win it. And so the main difference is you've got Germany beating Portugal in the semis. I've got Portugal beating Germany. And then you've got France to beat Germany, and I've got Portugal to beat France. Look, it's still look. If you look at those favourites there, Portugal, Germany, France, England, they're just stacked, aren't they? All four of them stacked of unbelievable ability.
Do you have all four in the semis? You do, don't you?
England, France, Germany, Portugal.
Yeah, same.
Can't avoid it.
So it's mad how like we had difference of groups, and we had teams difference in the quarters and the last 16, but we actually have the same semi-final
Pretty
matchup.
much. Yeah, essentially. It's well, because we both think they're just the best teams, we're always going to put them to win, aren't we?
I guess.
Point.
But but what I'm saying is it's funny how they both came on the same side of the draw as well, with the differences that we did at the earlier stage of the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I want to know what people think in the comments. Who's got the better predictions? Whose prediction is going to come out on top? I want to know what people think.
Yeah, so that is that. Those are our predictions. I want to know your predictions in the comment section below.